What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Bible study. And today, you probably heard by the title, Make Room for Wins. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing a win that happened, and I just want to celebrate it because just celebrate the amazing things, the miracles that Christ brought to me, and that I could just walk faithfully and just talk about it. Like, it's such an honor to talk about it, and such an honor to be a part of it, part of what God's doing in my life and the other person's life. So, without further ado, what I'm saying to you right now is that I wasn't held by my strength, but Christ's. He was working through me. It wasn't me who was doing this, it was Christ. But let's get right into it. So, I'm at school. We're about to leave the classroom to go to our next period. And my teacher says to us, like, she's been coughing all class period. She's not contagious. She wouldn't be at school if she was contagious. And she says, y'all pray for me, like I'm sick as a dog, like y'all pray for me. And jokingly, by the way, and I'm just like, I took that seriously, and I'm just like, I'll definitely be praying for you. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And then I just immediately after that, I paused and I stopped, and I said, I could pray for her right now. Make it a little bit more personal, and intentional. So I snap, I get in that mode, that rhythm, and I just go. She's sitting down, and I go up to her and I said, do you mind if I pray for you for a moment? And she's like, she doesn't even let me finish her sentence, by the way. She's like, of course, I would love that, of course. And so I got on my knees because I wanted to be kind of like at level with her, to be more intentional about it. And I put my hand around her, and I started praying to her about that. And I remember like just going home, and like I remember just moving on super fastly from that. Like, I didn't take time to celebrate the win that just occurred. And I remember going to youth group. I remember going to youth. I go to youth Thursday, so it was on a Thursday. And I remember one of my youth leaders were like talking to me about Bible study online, how I can do it online. It's really cool. And he's like asked me how my day was, and I said, well, I prayed over my teacher today. And he's like, you prayed over your teacher today? And I'm just like, yeah, what's the big deal about it? And he's like, that's a big deal. I don't know what he said, but he said like a bunch of other stuff. But he was so surprised, and I'm just like, why are you surprised? Like, I'm just doing my thing. And today, it took me about 2 months, maybe a month and a half, to realize it took me till yesterday to realize the severity of that win. It took me a food pantry to understand that win. And I remember yesterday, I'm just like, it just occurred to me, like, I prayed over my teacher. That Christ was using me and working through me to make that possible. And I'm just like, yesterday I'm just like, it's such an honor. It's like, I did that. I was a part of something big in that day. I was part of something big and courageous. Like, I can't explain it. But I prayed over my teacher, and I'm just like joyful. I'm ecstatic. Like, I did that. I was so bold enough to pray over my teacher. Like, that's something that really doesn't happen too often. It really doesn't happen too often, praying over your teacher and a learning environment. But it was just amazing to be a part of that, and I wasn't held by my strength in that moment. And to answer my question, well, it was Christ. It was Christ who had me do that. Just walking obediently in Christ. That's what we get to see. That's what we get to know about. And it's such an honor to just do that for my teacher, and also just to be a part of it. Like, that's the biggest part about it, is that I'm a part of something big, and I could be a part about it, and I could just be held by his strength and not mine. And that's really all I have for today, but goodbye, y'all.